Hi everyone, it's time for this week's video. There has been no new shopping, there have been no big developments in my own personal film world, which is the cinema room. There's not been too much to report actually. We enjoyed recording last week. Apologies for the sound issues on Craig's behalf. What I have to remind people of is that we do the podcast, we do these videos, we do everything that we do for free and don't ask anything for it. So therefore, if someone doesn't have the money to replace a headset or a microphone, it can affect audio for a little while until they do get that replaced. So I just realised Michael Myers looks funny when his face is all squished. So apologies, but we hope that you bear in mind that, it is just what it is when we have to make do with these things without having major money behind us or sponsorship or any of that, which we wouldn't want anyway, and we'll never have. It would be nice to climb up some charts a bit though, so if you want to like and subscribe or share, do things that help us in that way. That is why I am always on about that when it comes to the YouTube videos, when it comes to the podcast itself. Even if you download a lot of episodes and have them sitting there until you have a month of work and finally think you can tolerate listening to us talk about some movies that you might have seen, it all helps. Those downloads help. It would be good to get some numbers up there because that is the way that you can help most directly. Pressing some buttons, getting some stuff downloaded. That's all there is to it. It's really all there is to it. In terms of some recent movies I've seen though, so I will be reviewing these films in sort of lengthier pieces on my blog, which is for Isman's number at blogger.com. But on Shudder, you have Who Invited Them, which is a really fun and well put together twisted thriller. I really like that. I think Craig either mentioned that in the last podcast or perhaps he was just chatting to us on the group chat about it, but he also really enjoyed it. So that's two recommends from us for Who Invited Them, especially compared to a lot of what can appear on Shudder. Shudder is, I think, very good for the mix that they provide, and I've said this before, but because they are trying to really just not go with the obvious choices in terms of certainly new content, so you'll get a lot of horrors on there that you may not rush to categorize as horror. You get a lot of films on there that have people taking more chances, being a bit more experimental. They do quite good at times for the LGBTQ plus cinema on there. So, that cross representation between the LGBTQ plus community and the horror community is good. But that just means that, there's more chance of films that they put on there not necessarily, working for you if it's not strictly within the demographic that you're wanting to be supplied for. But I wouldn't really change things for Shudder. I like their approach. I like the chances they take. The films that I really dislike on there, I either moan about on the podcast or I might write a scathing review, but I wouldn't go out of my way to necessarily badmouth them, on a video here. I think other people should check out the variety of work on there and see what it likes. Shudder overall is a force for good when it comes to horror films, when it comes to horror programming. Anyway, back to the point. Who Invited Them is very good. On Netflix, a kind of recent new arrival on there is I Came By with Hugh Bonneville, George Mackay, Kelly MacDonald. Those were the people that I recognised. It is okay. If you're after a decent little thriller, it's okay. I think it has issues. One of them being Mackay's accent, which I'm not sure about that. You know, a decision was made. And the other one being the fact that it's very much a film, I would say, without an obvious protagonist to sort of root for, to chain yourself to. And I really hope the phone mic is not picking up my tummy, because I don't know what's going on there with the sounds. But anyway, I Came By is on there. It's, you know, it's decent, but there are many better thrillers on Netflix, including, I think Run is still on there, and Run is really good. So I'd recommend that ahead of I Came By. But, you know, I Came By is a new one. They'll be pushing that at you. It's by the director of Under the Shadow, which is excellent, and Wounds, which a lot of people didn't like, and I really liked. Although now, if you choose to watch it, it has the added ickiness of having Armie Hammer in a lead role there. So I can understand why people might not be rushing to that one. Oh, I did watch Killer's Moon. I mentioned Killer's Moon the other week, and I know people probably get fed up with me showing films that have arrived and me not knowing anything else about them and not having seen them. I make a lot of blind buys. I make no apologies for that. Killer's Moon is a blind buy that's, you know, I don't think it should be at the top of anyone's list. I'm not even sure the people involved in making it would rush out to buy a copy, but it's certainly a viewing experience. It's very strange, and not in terms of really how things are presented, plot-wise, and, you know, with the horror genre tropes, but just very strange, as in, I mean, the plot is a bit odd, and then it's all these people in, I think it was the Lake District in Britain, and it's kind of sleazy and nasty on the one hand, and yet seems to pull away from that at times. So I'm not quite sure where they were hoping it would land. I'm still getting my head around it, really, before I formulate my final thoughts on it. I might even end up rewatching it just to pin my thoughts down on that. But that is the other news. So there are no deliveries this week, nothing new. Just a heads up, you know, the audio may be rough for a little while yet with Craig. Maybe we don't know if he can fix his sets or if he can get a replacement. As I say, we hope that you bear with us. We hope that you bear in mind that unfortunately these things will happen occasionally, and it's what we do because, you know, we might not have the chance to run out this weekend and buy, like, you know, a £120 microphone or whatever. I got this a long time ago, and this was an investment. This was a serious investment. I spoke to Dave. I was like, is this going to be worth it? And he said, yes, it is. And I believe it has been, but I can't pick up a new one of those every week. I just can't do it. So if that packs up on me at some point, you're going to hear me either through my phone or through the built-in mic on my computer. So it is what it is. And that has served as a reminder that, you know, we rely on you, viewers, listeners, people who tolerate us, to hopefully spread the word when we do a show that you like. Maybe say the occasional thing that you enjoy, and to, yeah, hit all the buttons that you can to just show us a little bit of support. and then hopefully show other people that you're showing us that little bit of support, and it's really appreciated. There will be no video next week, to the sadness of some maybe, but I'm sure to the great relief of many. I just have a bit too much on my schedule, so I'll try and get a bumper video the week after. It won't be a bumper video, it'll just be the standard video, and I'll maybe have obviously tried to watch some more movies, may have some arrivals by then. I think there's a shopping trip happening at some point before the next video, and that's it. There's a podcast coming as usual this week. There's one the week after, which I may also have to miss because of a busy schedule, but keep tuning in, downloading, enjoying, and I hope you didn't hate this video either. Bye.